welcome to Trees of Love 2020. This year has seen a huge disruption to all of our lives, but for those of you who've lost a loved one, facing this year without them must have been incredibly hard. As we now approach the season where traditionally family, friends and loved ones come together, it can often act as a really difficult reminder of who we don't have to share in those special moments with.
And we know that our Trees of Love services bring comfort to many of you to remember our friends, family and loved ones. This year we're unable to bring you our Trees of Love services from our hospices in Canterbury, Ashford and Thanet. So we're bringing together East Kent's largest remembrance services from our hospices at Canterbury, Ashford and Thanet, from Dover and Cheriton, Charing and Barham, New Romney and Hythe.
For those of you that have been to Trees of Love in the past, there will be some familiar faces leading the service today. We'll also be hearing some music from some local artists and musical groups, as well as talking to some of our supporters about their loved ones and why they support Trees of Love each year. For those of you who haven't had a chance to dedicate your dove yet, don't worry, it's not too late. You can do this now by going onto the Trees of Love page on the Pilgrims Hospice's website.
If you do have a dove, as well as a candle, have this close by, as you'll be invited to light it during the service. And so, without further ado, we're going to go through to All Souls Church in Cheriton, who'll be singing Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
So, Trees of Love. Have you ever thought what it really means? What this time of year means? Lovely mince pies. Oh, I love this time of year. Round the fire with all the family. I love carols. One word goes through it all, and that's love. And the Trees of Love are special because they are for our loved ones. And now, sadly, people who've passed away and aren't actually with us anymore, but we still love them to bits, and we still love to remember them. And here at the hospice, Trees of Love are a very, very important time of our year.
I'm remembering my dad. My dad came into the hospice in early 2009, and I believe he was here around 3 weeks. We were a very small family, mum, dad and myself, my husband and my daughter, and we were always made to feel so welcome when dad was in here. It wasn't like, oh, it's time, you've got to go now. We were free to stay, and it was like another part of home, really. Dad's obviously missed very much because being such a tiny little family.
It's a pleasure to welcome Remini Millwater here today. Hi, Sheriff of Kent. So Remini, have you taken part in Trees of Love in the past?
Well, I'm delighted that every year I have supported the event, and I always have one of these very special doves in memory of my father.
So can you tell us a little bit about your experience of a hospice?
My father was a very fit and healthy man, and then he got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in June of 2011. His health went just downhill so rapidly. He didn't have time for chemo or any operations or anything like that. And for the last 3 weeks of his life, he needed 24-hour care. And we were lucky enough to get the hospice at home service. So he was able to be at home with my mother, which was very important for them. And I remember every time we were waiting for the hospice at home carer to come along, and the relief when they arrived was huge. They were just kind and took over our lives, and I still remember that. It was 9.5 years ago. That was really special.
Why do we light candles today? It is a focus. It is a remembrance of those who have gone before. and those we love. If you have a candle nearby, we would encourage you to light this now as we turn on the lights on our trees of love.
And I will light a candle for you to shatter all the darkness and bless the times we knew. Like a beacon in the night, the flame will burn bright and guide us on our way. Oh, today I light a candle for you.
The seasons come and go, and I'm weary from the change. I keep moving on. You know, it's not the same. And when I'm walking all alone, do you hear me call your name? Do you hear me sing the songs we used to sing?
You filled my life with wonder, touched me with surprise. Always saw that something special deep within your eyes. And through the good times and the bad, we carried on with pride. I hold on to the love and life we knew.
And I will light a candle for you to shatter the darkness and bless the times we knew. Like a beacon in the night, the flame will burn bright and guide us on our way. Oh, today I light a candle for you.
I understand you've been involved in Trees of Love from almost the beginning. Can you tell us a little bit how it started?
When I began, this place hadn't been built at that point. Canterbury had had a Tree of Love service for a number of years. I believe originally it was just a tree with names on, and people used to come and see the names. And then someone back in the past, before my time, said, wouldn't it be a lovely idea to have a little service, carol service, to go along with it? And that's what started to happen.
Does love wear out? Said Small. Does it break or bend? Can you fix it? Can you stick it? Does it mend? Oh, help, said Large. I'm not that clever. I just know I'll love you forever. Then Small said, but what about when you're dead and gone? Would you love me then? Does love go on? Large held Small snug, and they looked at the night, at the moon in the dark and the stars shining bright. Small, look at the stars, see how they shine and glow. Yet some of those stars died a long, long time ago, but still they shine in the evening skies, and love, like starlight, never dies.
bit about your experience of the hospice and the care that Kath received.
Well, I feel very privileged today to talk about my wife, Catherine. She was known to Kath by many people in later life once we got there. So after 67 years, it's very difficult to talk about someone who you lived, someone who's I knew from the start, from the very moment I met, she was going to be the one.
I was the one who took Mum in the ambulance to the hospice, and the moment we walked through the door, she was treated with great dignity and respect, and she was looked after tremendously, and they also took us under their wing, which I felt was a great lift, a weight off of our shoulders, not to have to worry about her, and which allowed us to sit with her until she peacefully passed away. I just want to cry.
She loved dancing, and we just seemed to get on. We had 67 years, wonderful, wonderful love.
So Kathleen, can you tell me a little bit about why Trees of Love is so important to you and your family?
The Trees of Love are a great way to be able to donate to the hospice, to keep their work going, which is so worthwhile and such a great cause. So we donate every year as a big, big thank you.
The Tree of Love, it just, you meet all the people that have suffered. I feel rather guilty, which that's why I had the counselling. We had such a wonderful life, and you meet youngsters there who've lost a baby or a child. It makes you real sad, you know.
In memory of our dear Mum, gone but not forgotten, dedicated by Anne, Trevor, Kathleen, Philip and all her grandchildren and great-grandchildren.
When she finally went, she looked as though she was asleep, and I remarked, oh, it'd be nice if she could stay that way. And when we went into the chapel, they put her on her side. It looked as though she was asleep. So I shall always remember that.
So Julia, what would you say to people who are at home today who feel that they maybe can't come to Trees of Love because they haven't experienced the care of the hospice?
I think this time of year, Christmas, Christmas is a very emotional time of year when you've lost somebody, and my mum loved Christmas, she really did, and it's really special. Yeah, I think it's great that we can go, we hang the dove on the tree, and although my dad can't get out to come, he writes on his dove and we put his dove on the tree for my dad, and yeah, I think it's it just helps us, remember really that time of year, Christmas, and how special it is to everybody, even if they're not here.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm.
We've been involved with Trees of Love for the last 4 years. We've had folk from the congregation and the village who have benefited from the work that the hospice has done. So when we were approached if we would host 4 years ago, we were delighted, and we thought, well, we might get a few people along. But we had over 100 people, and then gradually over the last 3 years it's just grown, and it's a very popular event to have to mark that particular season in people's lives and to make new positive memories for them, I think. But if you've lost somebody, there's a gap at your table. Your heart's aching. If you've been married to somebody for 60 years and they've died, you don't get over that, you just learn to live with that. Or you've lost somebody suddenly in their 20s, that grief, that pain is very real. And it's highlighted by Christmas because everyone says, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" I'm not doing anything, I just want to be quiet. It's going to hurt me this year. And this is an opportunity to say to people, it's all right. You don't have to rush into Christmas. You can have a blue Christmas. And I know that's a thing for many people. And that's all right.
So tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace.
This Christmas, this particular Christmas, is going to be very different, isn't it, in many, many different ways. And, you know, we don't even know. People will perhaps be wondering whether there's going to be a family gathering, as there always has been. But whatever, there'll be something. And I think the thing, I suppose what I want to say most of all, and what we try to say through the Tree of Love service, is look after yourself. Put yourself first. Yes, okay, you may have to be, you know, get on the floor with the kids opening their Christmas presents and doing all that kind of thing, and that's lovely. But give yourself some time, give yourself some space, and remember that this Christmas is different for you in a very special way.
It's never easy when a loved one is gone. The thought you'll no longer see them around. During this special season, you'll be missing someone, while everyone else is having so much fun.
Christmas is thought of a time for sharing joy, family and friends together, every girl and boy. But when someone passes so near to Christmas, we search for answers that quite frankly elude us.
Christmas is always a change of pace. Snow falls, beautiful lights, smiles on each face, seeing people walking by so fast, capturing memories of Christmases past.
Now that special smile is missing. No more under the mistletoe kissing. You are bombarded by all the crazy what ifs, the if only, and of course, I wish I'd done this.
This Christmas there won't be so much baking. This Christmas your heart is breaking. Trying to picture this season with this loved one gone, trying to find the strength to carry on.
How to experience joy when you're feeling pain. This year can't possibly be the same. Think of others who have gone before, whose lives help prepare us for what is in store.
Gathering with many that you seldom see, please don't waste this opportunity. Go ahead and remember, grieve, mourn or cry. You're surrounded by others that will help you get by.
So Annie, can you tell us a little bit about Stepping Stones?
Yeah, thanks Sarah. Stepping Stones is a bereavement support service. It's been set up to support any bereaved adult in East Kent, regardless of the time of their loss and irrespective of the person they've lost. And it's available free of charge to any adult in East Kent, Sarah. It's a service that we've had to adapt a little bit under this current climate. Normally we run support groups, monthly support groups for people to come along to, but currently we're offering a telephone support service, and it's operated by trained volunteers. They've been trained by ourselves with some input from South Kent Crews, and they're trained to listen to people and give people some space to talk about their feelings and do some signposting to help them, but also there's an opportunity usually with our groups for people to meet other people who've experienced a loss, and that can be really important at a time of bereavement. So we understand that for most people their normal family and friends will be able to support them, but there are people we recognise who perhaps don't have access to that support, perhaps people who find themselves on their own, and being able to access some support in a local area is really important. So we're very, very pleased to be able to offer that to the people of East Kent.
So in the run-up to today, we asked you, our supporters, to share with us your photos and your videos of who you're remembering for Trees of Love.
Long nights, dark and cold nights, feeling frosty deep inside, but we know that it's not so bad. Now it's nearly Christmas time, and I would catch you when you follow a star that shines alone, just like the cold wind from the sea.
May these thoughts and memories help guide you on your way to finding strength within your heart and peace in each day. And thank you for the staff at the Pilgrims Hospice.
It's so lovely to see all of your photos and videos. Thank you so much to everybody who shared those with us today. We really hope you enjoyed the service. We realise it's not the same as all coming together, but in this very strange year that we find ourselves in, we hope it's still giving you a chance to do something really lovely to remember your loved one over the festive season.
As East Kent's largest remembrance service, Trees of Love is available to anyone who's suffered from bereavement, whether you have a connection to the hospice or not. And so do please share this film with anyone who you feel may find some comfort from it. And remember, we are here for you. Our bereavement services stepping stones are available to anyone who needs a little extra bereavement support through the festive season.
Thank you so much to all of you who've already made a donation to the hospice. We really couldn't be here doing all of the amazing work that we do in our local community without you. So if you haven't had a chance yet to dedicate a dove, it's not too late. You just need to go to the Trees of Love page on the Pilgrims Hospice's website.
And remember, if you've lit a candle, don't forget to blow it out. We're now going to finish by going to Barton Court College, who will be doing an instrumental version of Have Yourself a Very Merry Little Christmas. Thank you so much for watching and remembering.
Thank you.